Gentlemen, relief from an enlarged prostate and urine dribble can start with a simple glass of water taken the right way. I know that sounds almost too easy. You want less urgency, fewer nighttime trips, a cleaner finish after you pee, steadier energy, and better confidence. This approach costs nothing, fits any routine, and you can start today. You have heard drink more water for years, yet no one showed you how to drink for prostate health. Hydration for the prostate is different from general hydration. Timing, amount, and temperature matter, and the right pattern can settle irritation, support circulation in the pelvis, and reduce dribble. I am Dr. Katherine Rotker. I am a urologist with more than 2 decades of caring for men with urinary urgency, weak stream, post-void dribble, and nocturia, which means waking at night to pass urine. My work focuses on simple steps that deliver reliable results, and hydration strategy is one of the most powerful tools I use. Here is the foundation in plain language. The prostate sits around the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. When you run low on water, your urine becomes concentrated. Concentrated urine stings the bladder lining and the outlet near the prostate. That sting triggers urgency and makes the outlet tighten. At the same time, low fluid intake makes blood thicker, which reduces smooth flow to the pelvic floor muscles that help you stop the last few drops. Hydration controls 3 things that matter for BPH and dribble. It controls how concentrated your urine is. It influences the tone of the outlet muscles that open and close during urination. It affects blood viscosity, which is simply how thick or thin your blood feels as it moves. Even mild dehydration can push each of these in the wrong direction, so small errors add up. Waiting for thirst does not work well. Thirst is a late signal. By the time you feel it, irritation has already started, energy is already slipping, and the outlet is already tighter than it should be. A proactive plan works better than waiting for cues. There is real urgency here. When you are underhydrated, your body prioritizes the brain and heart first, and the pelvic organs come later. That shift shows up as hesitancy at the start of a pee, a weak stream, stop and start flow, and that final dribble that stains your underwear. The encouraging part is this can change fast. Adjust how and when you drink, and many men feel less burning, smoother flow, and fewer bathroom trips within days. I have watched men in their 50s, 60s, and 70s regain control with a smarter water routine. One of my patients, Leon at 63, started with a warm glass on waking, then small sips each hour, and moved his last full glass to early evening. Within a week, he reported a stronger stream and a clean finish. 2 weeks later, he slept through the night for the first time in months. No supplements, no new pills, just precise hydration. If you believe water used correctly can help your prostate, type yes in the comments. If you are skeptical, type 0. Your response helps other men see they are not alone, and it tells me where to guide you next. Now, let us get into the first mistake, one that over 80% of the men I see make, and it sets back their prostate health before they have even had breakfast. The first and most common mistake I see, one that sets you back right from the moment you wake up, is what I call the shotgun start. This is when you reach for that cup of coffee or tea first thing in the morning, completely skipping a glass of water. I understand the habit. You want that jolt of energy to get going. But here is what that habit does to your body. After 7 or 8 hours without any fluids, you wake up in a naturally dehydrated state. Your body is parched. It has used up water for basic functions overnight and is craving a replenishment of its fluid levels. When you introduce caffeine first, you are essentially giving your system a diuretic. This means it prompts your kidneys to flush out even more water from your body. So instead of filling up your tank after a long night, you are drilling a hole in it and losing more precious fluid. You start your day by pouring fuel on the fire of dehydration. This initial dehydration has a direct and immediate impact on your prostate and urinary health. Your body begins producing urine with the limited water it has available. This results in a highly concentrated, acidic fluid. Think of this urine as a harsh chemical irritant. When it sits in your bladder and passes by your prostate, it aggravates the sensitive tissues. For a prostate that is already enlarged or inflamed, this is like adding lemon juice to a cut. It directly triggers that sudden, frantic urgency and contributes to that lingering feeling of discomfort. Many men feel their symptoms are worst in the morning, and this is a primary reason why. You are essentially creating the most irritating environment for your pelvic organs first thing in the day. That morning coffee ritual you rely on is often the very thing priming your bladder for a day of frustration. Before you even think about brewing your coffee, drink a full glass of water. Give your body the pure, simple hydration it has been waiting for all night. This one act restores your blood volume, dilutes your urine, and soothes your bladder and prostate instead of attacking them. It is a gentle reset for your entire urinary system. I have had so many patients tell me that just by making this single change, they noticed a significant drop in their morning urgency within days. Your body is asking for water. Let's give it what it needs first. The second mistake that works against your prostate health is one I see constantly, and we call it the desert to flood pattern. This is when you go through your entire day drinking very little water, maybe just a sip with lunch, and then suddenly remember your health goal in the evening. You try to chug 2 or 3 large glasses right before bed to make up for the whole day. It seems logical to catch up, but your body does not work this way. This cycle creates 2 separate problems that attack your comfort from both sides. During the desert phase, your body struggles through a long drought. With so little fluid coming in, your urine becomes thick and highly concentrated. This strong, acidic urine sits in your bladder, constantly irritating the lining and bathing your prostate in a harsh chemical environment. This directly leads to stronger urges, more frequent daytime trips, and that burning discomfort many men report. Then comes the flood. You pour a large volume of water into your system all at once right before you try to sleep. Your kidneys have to process this sudden deluge, quickly filling your bladder to capacity. For a man with an enlarged prostate, this is a recipe for disaster. Your bladder is already working harder to push urine past the obstruction. When you overfill it at night, it sends powerful, non-negotiable signals to your brain that wake you up. You might find yourself getting up 2 or 3 times a night, each trip fragmenting your deep, restorative sleep. This broken sleep leaves you feeling tired the next day and disrupts your body's natural hormone production. I remember a patient named Michael who did this for years. He suffered through afternoon bladder irritation and then guaranteed his own sleepless night. He was stuck in a cycle where his solution was actually his biggest problem. The way out is to break this cycle entirely. Instead of a desert and flood, aim for a steady, gentle trickle of hydration throughout your waking hours. This consistent approach keeps your urine diluted and calm during the day and allows your bladder to rest peacefully at night. The third mistake comes from a place of genuine good intention, but it backfires dramatically. I call this the morning fluid overload. This is when a man decides to get serious about his health and drinks a full liter of water immediately after waking up. The logic seems sound. If a glass of water is good, then a large amount must be the ultimate cleanse. Unfortunately, for a prostate that is not as young as it used to be, this sudden deluge is more of an assault than a therapy. Your bladder is a muscle, and like any muscle, it has a capacity limit. When you force it to hold a huge volume all at once, you stretch and fatigue the muscle wall. This is especially problematic for a bladder that already has to work harder to push urine through a narrowed pathway from an enlarged prostate. Mark, a gentleman in my practice, shared this exact habit with me. He was determined to fix his problems. He started every morning by chugging water, believing he was power flushing his system. Instead of feeling better, he developed a constant, nagging sensation of incomplete emptying. He felt the urge to go much more frequently, and his stream was weaker than ever. His bladder was so overwhelmed and stretched that it could no longer contract with enough force to fully empty itself. This left a stagnant pool of urine inside, which can increase irritation and even the risk of infection. He was creating the very problem he was trying to solve. When Mark switched from flooding to steady sipping, his bladder calm returned within a few days. That feeling of constant pressure vanished, and his urination became more efficient and comfortable. I often compare this kind of overload to forcing rush hour traffic through a narrow off-ramp. The more you push in at once, the worse the backup and the leaks. Your prostate and bladder do better with steady, gentle hydration that doesn't shock the system. A large morning chug isn't a detox. It's a strain that leaves you running to the bathroom and fighting against your own body's natural rhythm. A slower, more even start to your hydration keeps your bladder relaxed, your prostate calmer, and your day a lot more comfortable. The fourth, and perhaps most common mistake I see, is simply waiting until you feel thirsty to drink water. This seems like the most natural approach, but it is actually working against you. Your thirst mechanism is what we call a lagging indicator. It is your body's last resort signal, a warning that you are already significantly behind on fluids. For a man in his prime, this delay might not cause noticeable issues, but for a gentleman over 50, the game has changed. The body's ability to conserve water and the sensitivity of its thirst signals naturally decline. This means you can be dehydrated for hours before your brain finally tells you to take a drink. During those hours, your body is conserving every drop. Your kidneys are producing a minimal amount of highly concentrated, strong urine. This acidic fluid sits in your bladder, constantly irritating the sensitive lining and putting pressure on your prostate. This is not a coincidence. That annoying bladder irritation and the feeling of fatigue that often accompanies it are a direct consequence of this hidden dehydration. Your body is struggling to function with less fluid than it needs. This delayed signal also affects your energy. When the body runs on less water, blood thickens slightly and circulation slows down. Fatigue builds quietly through the afternoon, and many men blame it on hormones or age. In reality, the problem often sits in their hydration routine. That makes this one of the simplest problems to fix. You don't have to be at the mercy of a delayed signal. By the time you feel that dry mouth, your prostate has already been under stress for some time. Taking charge means adopting a proactive habit of drinking water throughout the day, whether you feel thirsty or not. This simple shift from reacting to a crisis to preventing one is the key to giving your prostate the consistent, calm environment it needs to heal and function properly. Now that we have covered what to avoid, let us build your new daily protocol. These are the straightforward strategies I give my patients to see a dramatic difference in their urinary comfort and sleep quality, often feeling an improvement in just a few days. Starting the day with a warm glass of water is one of the simplest and most effective habits for easing pressure on the prostate and bladder. After a full night without fluids, your body wakes up slightly dehydrated. That's when the bladder is most sensitive and the urine is most concentrated. A warm glass of water, about 300 to 400 milliliters, gently restores fluid balance. It's a small, controlled amount that supports circulation without overwhelming the system. The first and most important step is to establish your new morning ritual. I call it the warm lemon reset. Within 20 minutes of waking up, I want you to drink a large glass of warm water, about 300 to 400 milliliters, with a fresh squeeze of lemon juice. This single habit replaces the harmful shotgun start and actively soothes your system. The warm water is key here. It gently awakens your digestive tract and pelvic nerves without the jarring shock that cold water can cause, helping to relax those muscles. Then we have the lemon. The natural citrates in the lemon juice help to gently buffer the acidity of your urine. This means that from your very first trip to the bathroom in the morning, you are sending a less irritating, more balanced fluid through your bladder and past your prostate. This is not an aggressive flush. It is a calm, deliberate reset that hydrates you and directly addresses the chemical irritation that worsens your symptoms. Not everyone tolerates lemon well, and that's perfectly fine. If your bladder feels sensitive or tends to react to acidic foods, skip the lemon or use only a drop or two. The key is hydration itself, not the extras. I often tell my patients to start simple. The goal is a calm, steady morning, not a jolt to the system. Many of my patients tell me this one change makes their first void of the day feel noticeably more comfortable and less urgent. It sets a positive tone for your entire day. The second strategy is the cornerstone of lasting comfort, and we call it steady sipping. This is your solution to the damaging desert to flood pattern. The goal is to keep a water bottle with you throughout your day and take small, regular sips. Aim for about 4 to 6 ounces every hour. This is not about drinking large amounts at once. It is about providing your body with a consistent, gentle supply of fluid. This steady intake maintains your blood volume and ensures your kidneys produce a steady stream of mild, diluted urine. This gentle flow is what your prostate and bladder need. It keeps the tissues calm and prevents the irritation that concentrated urine causes. This approach also requires a small shift in timing for your evening activities. If you have a social event, plan for intimacy, or any situation where you want to feel your best, your hydration work should be complete well beforehand. Finish your last full glass of water at least 45 minutes to an hour prior. This gives your body enough time to process the fluid and make a comfortable trip to the bathroom. You will start the activity properly hydrated, which supports good circulation and energy, but you will do so without the distraction and pressure of a full bladder. This simple planning makes a significant difference in your comfort and confidence, allowing you to be fully present without worrying about interruptions. The third strategy is a simple switch that pays off tremendously for your energy and your bladder. I call the afternoon swap. When you feel that familiar midday slump around 2 or 3 o'clock, your first move should be to drink a full glass of water, not to brew another cup of coffee. That feeling of fatigue is very often your body signaling a drop in blood volume from mild dehydration, not a true deficit of caffeine. Choosing water first addresses the actual root cause. It rehydrates you, which naturally restores alertness and focus without any subsequent crash. This swap does more than just boost your energy. It also protects your prostate from further irritation. A second or third coffee in the afternoon pours more diuretic into your system, forcing more water out and compounding the problem. This leads to the production of more highly concentrated urine, which directly fuels that late afternoon bladder urgency so many men experience. One of my patients, Ramon, who's 61, came in feeling tired every afternoon around 3 o'clock. He drank an espresso at the same time daily, hoping it would give him the boost he needed. It did, but it also sent him on a bathroom sprint an hour later and left him wired at bedtime. I asked him to try something simple. Instead of reaching for caffeine, he drank a full glass of water first, followed by a mild herbal tea if he still wanted a warm drink. Within a week, he noticed his energy stayed steadier, his urgency calmed, and he slept more deeply at night. I encourage men to treat this as a quick test. The next time that afternoon slump hits, drink a full glass of water and wait 15 minutes. In many cases, the fog lifts without needing caffeine at all. If you still want something warm, stick with an herbal tea that doesn't irritate the bladder. That way, you get the comfort without adding stress to your urinary system. These first steps create a powerful foundation. Now, let us discuss how to build upon that foundation for lasting prostate health. When you combine consistent hydration with specific supportive foods, you create a synergy that allows your body to truly thrive. One of the most powerful nutrition partners for hydration is lycopene. Lycopene is a natural antioxidant found in foods like tomato sauce, watermelon, pink grapefruit, guava, and papaya. It supports the prostate by helping calm inflammation and improving blood flow to the gland. These foods also carry water, which adds to your hydration and makes nutrient delivery smoother. When your body is hydrated, these nutrients move more efficiently through your system, reaching the prostate where they can actually make a difference. Think of your proper hydration as the delivery system for these powerful nutrients. When you are well hydrated, your bloodstream efficiently carries lycopene and other beneficial compounds directly to the tissues that need them most,